What's going on YouTube? So today we're going to check out Spigen's thin fit case for the iPhone Pro Max. If you're like me, I like the very ultra thin cases. If I could, I would go around all day long with my iPhone naked. But unfortunately, Apple has made it very slick on the back and actually even on the front, the screen itself. So, I mean, I'd go around all day naked on my iPhone. Well, I wouldn't go naked on my iPhone, but I would. My phone would be naked without a case. I love the thinness of the actual phone itself, and I don't want a case to take anything away from that. So I usually went with the Incipio feathers, but unfortunately they changed the material that they use on it, and I don't like it at all whatsoever. So today I'm checking out the Spigen thin fit case that Spigen released. I've been recommended this, and so far I like it. So we're going to check this out and see what I like about this and what I don't like about it, and also show you kind of what it looks like on the phone and also some features about this that actually are pretty good. But either way, if you're like me and you like the ultra thinness of the actual phone itself, whether it be the iPhone or an Android device, I recommend checking this case out. So let's go ahead and check this case out in a little closer view and get into it. So here we have the case itself. It's a nice rubbery feeling to it, so that way it doesn't slip out of your hands. The only thing that I'm concerned about is I just put lotion on my hands, and I guess I really can't be concerned about it because I was afraid that it would leave smudge marks or marks. I don't know, what do you call them, sweat marks or whatever marks type you would have on here. But honestly, I mean, it doesn't really leave any marks that you can see. It leaves a little bit, but honestly, you can't really tell, and that'll leave it on any black case. It's got their logo right there, kind of engraved here. It's got the cutout for the actual the cameras. Now, one thing to note is the cutout, I don't know if you can see it, of the cameras is a little lip here. And the reason why they do that is so that they can, when you lay this on the flat surface, it doesn't touch the actual cameras itself. As you know, the cameras on the camera itself, on the actual iPhone, they stick out a little bit. They made this case so thin that they didn't make enough room for this cutout to actually cover the actual cameras itself, so they made a little lip. So you still get a little lip. We'll test out if, when we put the phone in here, if it rocks back and forth like it would with the iPhone, but I don't think, just judging by what it's doing now, I don't think it does. So nothing to be concerned about there. Now, one thing to note is they don't have a cutout for the actual volume up and down buttons and power button here. I mean, it's cut out right here, but they don't have a cutout right here. I wish they would have kept this out of here. And then on the power button, they did the same thing there. They do have the cutout at the very top, so you can actually, I mean, it's not, they don't have any case there. And then on the bottom, that's what I really like, is on the bottom, there is no cutout. One thing I've noticed with cases on the iPhone Pro and the iPhone Pro Max, well, actually for all the iPhones that have the swipe up and no home buttons, is if there's a bottom lip, I always get caught on the lip when I'm trying to swipe up. So the fact that it has a cutout here is really nice. It even has a little bit more of a cutout for the actual power plug. But if you're not using an actual wireless charger this day and age, I'd be surprised. I'll go ahead and link one down. I'll actually put it up here on the right hand side. If you haven't seen one before or want to check one out, but I have a review of one that I really like and use on a nightly basis. They do have a cutout here for a metal or magnetic air vent mount, or it doesn't have to be air vent, but they mentioned air vent mount. So that way it doesn't push up on the phone or anything like that. So that's nice. They automatically already put that in there. This is an actual mount. This is not, you have to actually buy one and you put it in here. Now, one thing to mention is if you actually get that magnetic mount, it won't allow you to use the wireless charging. So that really irritates me that you can't do that. So it's either or. I'd rather have the wireless charging than the actual magnetic mount. So I don't use that. So let's go ahead and get the phone in here and check it out. So now we got the phone itself in here. Look how thin that thing is. It is almost as thin as the phone without the case. Now it does have a little lip here. See if you can see it here. So that way you can actually put the phone on the tabletop or anywhere and it won't touch the screen itself if you're worried about that, which I am. So that's nice. So here's the camera mount itself. So you can see it does, I don't know if you can see, but it does provide the protection. There is no rocking back and forth. Oop, right there it is. So if that annoys you, this case may not be for you. it's minimal right there. I mean, you may not notice it, but if you're typing on the phone when it's on the ground or on the table, you won't notice any rocking back and forth, just at the top left. So I really like about that. One thing I did notice I don't like, the few things I don't like about this, and this is just me maybe, and maybe for you, but I'm going to mention it. When I hold my phone with one hand, I have my pinky down below, and the bottom case of the case itself cuts into my pinky. It's not super annoying, but I just wanted to mention it because that is one thing I noticed. It's kind of rough compared to any other case that has a cutout. I haven't noticed that with the other ones that I've used. I've noticed that it does change the feel of the power button and the volume up and down buttons a little bit, having that extra case at the top and not the cutout. It's just a little bit different and takes a little bit of time to get used to. But other than that, that doesn't bother me 100%, but I wish they would have kept those out of there. But other than that, I like the case. I'm a Spigen fan, so I think it's called Spigen. I think it's Spigen. But I'm a fan of Spigen cases. I've used them in the past before. I have not used the actual thin case before, so I am excited to continue to use this on my daily driver. Other than that, if you actually like thin cases, I would check this one out. I'll link it in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section below. And also, if this is your first time, I'd consider subscribing. And thanks for watching.